Good morning. Welcome to Enrich Your Mind Tuesday. This is Heather with Acorn Health and Wellness. Today, I want to talk about that place we go and we have to really just dig deep to keep going, where we just feel at such a loss, that we're exhausted, we're depleted, and we have to do that digging, like, where am I going to get the strength to keep going? That's the place I want to talk about today. And the reason I want to talk about that is because this is the place that I had to rewire and retrain so that it wasn't a place that I resented anymore, that it was a place that was my refuge, a place to find motivation and inspiration to keep going. And that really transformed it for me so that I could live a positive life and do so no matter what was going on around me. If anybody know my coaching style, that's one thing that's very important to me is loving yourself, loving the life you lead, no matter what chaos is going on around us. So to start, I was reading Brene Brown's Gifts of Imperfection, and she's the one that got me along this line of thinking, and she calls it her dig deep button. And she was like referencing it as something, that was her habitual place to go to, and the kids needed her in the middle of the night, or she had another load of laundry with throw up to clean, or just a stressful day at work or meetings back to back. You gotta keep digging. And she ended up creating this shift for herself and did an acronym in that. And so I want to read that to you because it was something that really clicked to me like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what I had to do for myself in order to really kick that self-love and acceptance into gear. So dig. So D is deliberate in their thoughts and behaviors through prayer, meditation, or simply setting intentions. I, inspired to make new and different choices. And G, going, taking that action. So, like I said, when I read this, it just completely clicked for me because I was like, yeah, like that's what I was missing for so long, and I didn't know how to do it. And that's where my transformation really, really began. Like was the kickstart, the thing that really has helped me keep going. So much so that I even had to do this trick this weekend when I was just in a really bad place. Triggers of the past. I was in some painful memories, and that rage got me. And I just had to walk away. I walked away, and I remember sitting by the water, and I'm like, I don't want to be better right now. Like, I just want to be mad. Have you ever been there where you just don't feel like it anymore? Like you're sick of it. After I got that pity party out of the way, I went through my digging exercises and was able to turn that around for myself. And I know those moments so well. And it's something I've gone through all my life, but really have made that transformation the last 3 years where you just think like, I cannot possibly handle anymore. Like I am done. I am so stressed and I just don't want to do it anymore. Like I remember being at work and having back to back meetings, calls with clients, super stressful. And then I'd get in my car and the thought of going home wasn't much better. I would dread it. I'm like, oh, now I got to put on the brave face for that. I just got to keep digging down. And those doubts and worry and anger over things that would happen and had happened were consuming me. And so I had to go to that place that I was resenting to dig further. I had to dig to be a mom, a friend, a sister, and even when I really didn't want to, a wife. And during those moments, the words that I grew up with would float around in my mind like, this is just life. This is just how you are. It's hard and you deal with it, and unhappiness is just part of it. People really aren't that happy. Like, you go through life the majority of your time feeling like crap. And if you have anxiety, if you're stressed, like, you don't get help, you just deal with it. You keep going. Like, that was the mentality, and those were the things that would float around in my mind. So that's what I would do in those moments. I would get in my car and like drive home, and I would just keep going because that's what I was programmed and told that you were supposed to do. But I wasn't okay with that. There was a part of me that was like, no, Heather, there's more. That's not the way that you're supposed to live. That's not what's okay for you. There's a better way. There has to be. I only live once. Like, I cannot waste my days feeling like this forever. Like, I got to do something different. So that's where, when I was reading about Brené having to dig deeper, I'm like, that's exactly what I was doing. And unknowingly, like, I started doing those things she talks about. So it's really perfect because the mindless crap that I was doing back then to heal and to change my mindset, like binging on TV, scrolling through social media, having drinks with friends, like, that wasn't working. That wasn't giving me that shift I needed to live a more positive life, to be happier every day. It was not working. Just living and dealing with life as it is was not working for me anymore. And so the first step that I had to do was make that deliberate intention each day. Like, who do I want to be? How do I want to be? What's most important to me today? So a short meditation, a short pausing in the morning, that's what I would do. And I would set my deliberate intention for that day. And even if I'd fallen off track 100 times, which I did in the beginning, because you're retraining your mind and the way that you are operating, no matter how much I'd fall off track, I would always deliberately do reflection. Like, all right, I didn't hit that one out of the park. That's okay. Is this still important to me? The intention I set for myself, is that still the most important way I want to be right now? It is? Okay, cool. And then if the intentions and the reflections weren't working, I would pray. I am not a religious person, anybody that knows me. But prayer is something that connects me to this force, to this feeling that I know that there's something greater than me, than us above, that is part of this world, that is part of me. So that force, that thing, that great mystery, God, whatever you want to call it, I pray to that because sometimes I needed to get connected to my faith again, my faith that I do believe in the good in the world, my faith that I do believe love changes everything, that love is the force of that light and that darkness that we experience, that showing love towards others, showing love towards ourselves over resentment or hate is the way that I'm going to change myself for the better, that I'm going to continue to lead that positive life no matter what happens. So having that faith and surrendering to that in the moments that I couldn't follow through with those intentions, that the reflection wasn't working, that was something that I was able to deliberately go towards as well. That really helped shift me. And each time I would practice this, I would gain a little bit more strength, a little bit more confidence, a little bit more inspiration every single time I'd walk away from those situations, asking myself, even on Sunday, when I was having that episode of just really being stuck in the past and feeling that hurt and putting that out there towards others around me that day, when I was sitting by the water, I came back to that question, like, All right. Do I want to be bitter or do I want to be better? Oh, fine, I want to be better. And so then after I answer that question, I could say, okay, how can I make this change? I wonder how I can make this better, even if it's just a tiny, tiny smidge, like just 1% better. How can I do that? And asking myself those questions and remembering the intention I set for myself that day, I was able to shift the attitude of the day. I was able to still be there with my daughters and my husband, and my dad came up, and I was able to laugh and smile. And yes, those feelings were still there, but I had completely shifted my attitude towards it. And then when I woke up Monday, I was ready to start anew. I was ready to start October anew. I had motivation. After feeling those things, asking myself those questions, positively setting that intention for myself, I was like, okay, like now I'm ready to set those goals. And then I took action. I didn't wait till today. I didn't wait for tomorrow or the next day. I took action yesterday. As soon as I set those goals, because if we keep waiting and waiting and waiting to go after those things, we're always going to be in the waiting game. Because right now is the time to do it. You have to take action. You've got to keep going and keep doing it. Because otherwise, they are just words, and we're not going to make that step towards that change. We have to practice it. And I didn't understand that at first, but that was something that now that I have this acronym, I can spread it to you guys too, because that's exactly what I was doing. I was digging and I was reframing. Instead of digging from that place that I was mad, I was digging from a healthy, nourishing, loving, compassionate place. Like, okay, I want to be better. I want to be kinder. I want to be more loving, and I want to spread that regardless of what's going on. I know I definitely want to give that to myself. Then after I take that step, I'm inspired to make new choices, different choices, healthier choices for myself. And once I decide on the choice that I want for myself, then I take action. So that is my motivation for you guys, my way to enrich your mind this Tuesday. I hope you get something out of that, and thank you for watching. If you have any questions for me, please contact me. I would love to talk to you. Comment below or hit me up on my website, acornhealthandwellness.com, and I'll be happy to chat. You guys have a beautiful rest of the week. Thank you.